Hello everyone, it's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown, as always. I never do this alone. I have the ladies. Hello.
Hello,
YK in the building.
Yo.
You've been rather quiet this morning. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm very well. I'm very well.
You just seem to be in your own small zone.
I am?
Yeah, it just seemed like really...
I've been just in with Relish Lounge.
Oh, okay, I guess I came late, so I missed it. How are you doing, YK?
Balaji thought that you had slept off again.
No.
No, it was Obiajulo that actually said, are you sure she has not slept off? Somehow.
Because I always forget what day it is. Yeah. How are you doing, YK? Anything?
I'm fine. No, nothing. What is there to do?
Nothing.
You know, I'm just, while I think lockdown is not really for us as Africans, right. Nigerians, there are some steps that we should take that as Nigerians we're not taking. There was a video I posted to our group where they were having a party and then the police entered and made all of them lie down and they are crying.
Oh, I saw that video.
Why are they crying? You are not supposed to be having this party. And if you have it, just face the consequences. So just keep your tears. But this is just...
I just feel
it's crazy, YK, because in the papers also, in Yobe State, people are dying.
Yeah.
We talked about Sokoto. We talked about the fact that people, different states. We had Kano. Now we have Yobe. There was another state, Jigawa. We had numbers are just increasing in the grave sites. So we thank God that we have a government in Lagos State that at least is helping us to curtail it. Yeah. But the truth is that
from day one they have been responsible.
Yes, they've been quite responsible in Lagos State. But the thing is that if we keep having this influx of people from these states, it might become to a point where they can't handle it. Because in fact, I was going to say in the papers that my security guard went back to his state. And I was telling him that there's no way you can go, that they've closed the border. I said, madam, leave that thing.
Yes, no.
He left yesterday.
It's in the papers this morning.
Somebody else too came, and that person with his family came on my street. They're there.
Oh.
Maybe I told you about that Suya guy.
He's still there.
Eh? Selling suya about.
And people are buying the suya.
So it's crazy. The borders are crazy. But let's how are you doing, BC?
I'm doing amazing. I'm
like
just
the yellow on you.
Thank
Somehow
you.
you're just glowing.
Thank you. I just feel that we're not taking it very serious because it hasn't come close to home. Like there was a panic yesterday in my house because somebody that Oga knows just tested positive. I was like, Jesus, this thing is real. It's real. So if it comes close to home, you understand that you need to take precautions because you see this lockdown, ease of lockdown. The government has just given your own life in your hands. People are complaining about money. You cannot stay at home. You want food. Now anything that happens,
ball is back in your court.
I'm telling you, you are responsible for it. So we need to be responsible.
The ball is in your court, but you can be responsible. I mean, apart from when I come here, I will stop at the office very briefly, 1 hour. I'm gone. Even the office, I told them,
yes.
You come twice a week and only emergency staff.
Yeah. Yes.
All the bad people, they all came. I said, no. Go to your houses. Go to your houses.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing.
So we can be responsible and take our lives in our hands if they ease the lockdown. But will we? It's the point.
That's the point.
I mean, we must accept that this is how it's going to be until there's a vaccine. So just accept the new reality. Don't say, you're waiting for, they'll just lift it very soon. We can start. No.
It's not about the lifting.
This is the new life until there's a vaccine. No more social gatherings. Because there was actually somebody planning a party, a coded party. I was going to say, this person, if they try it, I'll be the first to call. Is it 767 to them because they were planning it thinking that nobody would know. And I told them, but now they canceled the party.
Thank God.
But we told them that you cannot have a party.
You can't have a party
no matter
right
how significant they are. Like Lagos now, they're 70, 80, these are big ages. You must do something.
I'm also concerned with, they say you come out on Mondays, you don't go back, you don't come out on Tuesdays, you come out on Wednesdays. And I was wondering, does COVID-19 have a day it comes out and doesn't come out?
According to the government, it only comes out during the day. It doesn't come out at night. At night. It doesn't come out during the day. That's why there is curfew.
We need to be serious, though.
So we are not. But if we are responsible, look, the government has thrown you a lifeline. Go out and make your money. Be home by 6, 7.
Time.
Don't crowd yourself.
Maintain social distance. I went to the bank yesterday. I had to turn back because I couldn't do anything.
People are complying to the face mask.
That one is
everybody is on face.
On their neck.
Some of them are wearing it.
They're wearing it on their neck.
In our own area, everybody was wearing.
Okay.
I mean, I was looking in the cars, on the streets, all those agberos.
They had it on.
And then they were the ones that were selling it. I mean, they're making money.
That was a step in the right direction. Okay, let's go on a break. It's Thursday, our gisting day. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right, we're going to start with The Nation. The gloomy outlook for state as Federation account falls. 256 stranded Nigerians return from UAE. Woman gives birth aboard flight, stays back. Petrol to sell for 108 naira per litre. 24 billion naira loss cripples aviation sector. Government goes tough on breach of antivirus rules. Okay, let's talk about the Nigerians coming back.
Yeah, so Nigerians that were meant to come back from Dubai to Lagos, about 250 or 265 of them, 256 of them. So one of the passengers gave birth in the plane, and the plane had to make a return. Just 30 minutes when it started coming to Lagos, they had to return. So they dropped her off in the hospital. The baby is doing okay. The mother is doing okay. She's waiting for her papers before she's able to, certification for the baby before she's able to come back to Nigeria. But there's also another issue that the hotels that were supposed to be ready for the passengers that were evacuating from Dubai, the hoteliers are saying that they have to be paid upfront. So they have not released the hotels yet.
The minister was talking about it yesterday.
Yes, he talked about it. So we need to find ways to help the hotels. They should come into an agreement, because this is something they've already accepted to do. This is not the time you want to hold the
going back on their
ransom.
word, because they arrived 7:30 yesterday. So where are they right now?
I don't know. So they're still working on the
payments. They were waiting for payments. So maybe the government has paid them. Because the people must be somewhere, and if they hadn't been taken to at least somewhere, the press that were in the airport
would have taken.
I saw a lot of TV stations there. They would have.
Okay, let's move on to The Punch. Quite a number of stories. Security agents must stop violation of interstate lockdown, says NGF. We just mentioned that. Woman gives birth on Dubai flight. Vehicle kills Ogunman, making video call to girlfriend. Trigger-happy policeman shoots web designer for driver's errors. Fashion artist's daughter's killer fails escape bid from isolation center. Northern governors have resolved to stamp out Al-Majri, says El-Rufai. Wow. Ekiti plans testing 100,000 persons before July. Opening markets, closing churches for COVID-19 is wrong, says Pastor Oyedepo, or Bishop Oyedepo. Federal government states who feed school children at home, minister insists, and airline lose 17 billion naira monthly to COVID-19. Okay, which story are we taking? Let's start with the human interest, then we'll talk about the Oyedepo.
Okay.
Obiali wants to take one, and I want to take another one.
Okay, start.
Yeah, I wanted to take the one about the guy that was Salisu. His name is Salisu. He was Saula. He was working on a construction site in Shangotedu when they raided them, arrested all of them. Now, the other ones that were arrested with him were given bail for 50,000 naira. He didn't have 50,000 naira, so they remanded him in prison. Okay. He spent, without trial, without any charge against him, 6 years.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
So people are calling for justice for this guy.
He has to be compensated.
They've released him now.
Okay.
But he spent 6 years of his life in jail, awaiting trial.
Hey, without conviction.
Without conviction, without case against him. There was no case against him now.
He just couldn't pay for his bill.
They took him to court. When they took him to court, he was bailed. The judge bailed him. They still carried him back to Kirikiri.
Hey.
And they didn't jail. They didn't.
There are quite a number of these kind of cases.
And the bail is supposed to be free.
Yeah.
No, that one is
talks about this.
It's supposed to be free, but bail, we know bail is not free.
So there are some human rights
so the other story,
okay.
where a 26-year-old man, Olajide Ashade, was crushed to death on his way to, he was coming to Lagos from Shagamu. He and his brother were supposed to visit their mom, and their car developed faults. And while they were all waiting, he was in a video. In fact, by the time they started the trip, he was in that video call in the car till the car developed fault and they were waiting for it to be fixed before embarking on the journey. He was still making a video call and he was trying to cross to the other side when he was hit. He was crushed to death. He died. I am pained because we tell young people you cannot be making calls. And it was even a video call on the road while you are waiting for, and you are crossing the road. So you can't pause that call. Now the girlfriend has lost the boyfriend because you were calling your girlfriend. It doesn't really make sense.
I've lost a son.
A son. It's painful, really.
More important.
Oh, yeah, what story, please?
Pastor Edipo was saying that opening markets and closing churches is not the right thing. And he smells a rat because he feels that markets are open for 6 hours. Churches only need 2 hours to worship and pray. So why would you close churches and then open markets for 6 hours? So he just felt that there's something fishy going on, and there's like a plan against the church, the growth of the church, and the devil is using the opportunity to suppress the church and the position.
So I want to mention two. Okay, go ahead. I want to mention two things quickly. It's not just the church. We have the mosques as well that are closed. So it's not about people trying to. That's one. Secondly, I thought that we were the church. I thought that we carry the church. The church is in us. We are the church. So wherever you are, you can exhibit the presence of God with you. We don't need a gathering. At a time like this, where we are fighting this, this is very serious. We cannot be more Catholic than the Pope. Even the Pope has closed down. The people who brought the religion have closed down.
We're just telling you. I just want to comment.
Okay.
No, maybe he doesn't know that it's what they have stopped. It's not church. It's social gatherings.
See, that's all.
Just not when you're more than 20. Don't converge. In church, there can be 5,000 people inside the auditorium.
So that's a very good point. It's social gathering they've stopped.
Yeah.
So you can actually still do your church wherever you are.
Wherever you are in your house.
So
please, he should just know that it's not. They haven't stopped.
Tribune.
Continue your church.
Dangers ahead, says PTF. Our salary still withheld, says ASU. 5 killed DPO shot in multiple attacks in Katsina. Why I refer to Abacha loot as Abacha assets. And PPMC slashes ex-depot price of petrol to 108 and diesel to 164 per litre. I'm still quite confused about this PPMC slashing, but we'll take a few stories. Let me tell you why I'm confused, because what we read is that petrol subsidy has been removed.
Yes.
What that means is that market forces will determine the price. So if market forces determine prices, what does PPMC? Why are they the ones now pegging price at a certain figure?
Yeah.
Let the
How
market
much do you buy
determine.
now? Because I've not really
honestly, I've not checked. I've not been really conscious of it. But anyway, let's take a few stories.
Fasoranti's killer.
Okay.
Yes.
He wanted to run away.
He wanted to run away, but they suspected he said he was going to the bathroom, and he went. But 5 minutes, he didn't come out of the bathroom. After some time, they say, which kind of bathroom is this? So they went to go and look for him. A woman was trying to escape, but they caught him. They caught him.
Imagine that.
They caught him, and they said he has lost all his privileges now, because this is not even the first time.
He can't even go and wee anymore.
They will give him
diapers.
ASU quickly.
ASU very quickly.
Yes.
Please.
So ASU is complaining that they've been, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, through the president, had already given them more like a free hand so that they can get their salaries for February and March. But now they have not, it has not been implemented, they've not been paid. They are saying they are asking the teaching staff to ensure that they bring their BVN before they are paid. That is a way of putting them in that IPPIS that they are fighting for. I don't know, if you really need money, what is the problem in signing with this payment system and collect your money? I don't understand.
No, they insisted that they don't want IPPIS.
Yes,
so
why are you insisting? There's something fishy.
Moving on to Daily Trust. Doctors absconding from hospitals over COVID-19. Over 100 people have died in Yobe in 1 week. Northern traditional rulers reject repatriation of Almajiri. COVID-19, FG extends flight ban by 1 month. And food crisis loom as Afan battle a Greek minister. Okay, so doctors seem to be running away from hospitals because of this issue of COVID-19.
Yeah.
Who has that story?
I have the story. So there's this report that was carried out by Daily Trust, and they found out that a lot of doctors are not interfacing with patients anymore. They are dodging, as a matter of fact, and which I have a personal experience due to it. You go there and they keep telling you go and come back, except on extreme emergency cases. That's when they attend to you. The doctors, on the other hand, and the medical practitioners are saying that they do not have enough PPEs to protect themselves. But the people who speak for them, their spokesperson always come out to tell us that they've distributed enough PPEs and all of that. One particular patient, a particular health worker said that they don't have. In fact, it's as bad as when they are done using their mask and the mask tears, they give them 95 naira to go and replace the mask. Is that bad? And so they are saying that we'll have to protect ourselves. We cannot, give our lives just like that. A lot of them are dying already.
You tell them, no, you can wear the mask several times.
It doesn't make sense.
You don't have to. So it is until it is rags.
At this point, they're one of the most important people that must have the gloves, the glasses, the gowns, head covers, masks, respirators.
Supermarkets give their staff.
Yeah.
Masks.
But see, this health worker, they need it every single day.
Every day.
Every single day.
And they are saying that even if you come and you don't come with COVID symptoms, they don't know if you're a carrier. So they can't treat you.
Exactly. Some are even shutting down their hospitals.
Yes.
Some have shut down their hospitals.
Yeah, because they're all catching it.
Right.
Because you come, you say, oh, I have, my leg is paining me. Right. They start treating the leg.
And then
it's COVID-19 that you have.
Unfortunately, let's move on. I mean, I can really feel the pain of these healthcare workers. Moving on now to Daily Sun. FG extends flight ban by 4 weeks. 2 coronavirus patients abscond from isolation center in Oyo. FG slashes projected revenue, all earning to 3 trillion. COVID-19, Katsina Emir hospitalized. Government shuts 2 more local governments. We'll go all out for 2023 presidency, say Ohaneze. Okay, so which story are we taking?
2 people that ran away from
Oyo, okay.
isolation center, they just upped and disappeared. And so out of 33 cases, they just have in Oyo State 31 active cases. 10 cases are doing their personal isolation in their houses, while the other 20 cases are in the isolation centers provided by the government. Yes, so they are saying that they've done about 975 samples, taking samples already, and the work is ongoing to ensure that people...
And they've banned flights for another 4 weeks?
Yes.
Except for the emergency or the medical
essential.
So this is very close to my heart because my daughter was supposed to come in June. And once they just announced the ban,
it affects her.
The airline just sent her a text, your flight has been cancelled. So she just sent me a text, say, Mommy.
There's no flying around, it's just staying there. Everybody just stay where you are. There's no
She's her husband there. She should calm down.
Home. She's a British woman. Please, let's just stay in our country for now.
Yes.
So this, okay, let's move on. Vanguard, our final paper. Danger ahead over COVID-19. FG raises alarm. Says Nigerians underrating deadly nature of COVID-19. True. Extends closure of airports. We talked about that. Journalists, other essential workers exempted from curfew. Tension in Edo, Delta Rivers over travelers. Suspected killer of fashion artist's daughter attempts to flee isolation center. We talked about that. JUF sacks 25 doctors amid COVID-19 pandemic. FG grants 2 months license fee waiver to broadcast stations. So I read that Jos University Teaching Hospital story, and they sacked 25 of their resident doctors, and they've not been able to give a reason why. Although now the National Association of Resident Doctors had told them they should reverse that sack immediately, but they're still denying it, saying nothing like that happened. But the doctors are confirming that 25 of them have been sacked, and that's totally wrong, especially now that that hospital is being used as an isolation center in Jos, and it's wrong.
And they need the doctors, right now.
We do.
Unfortunately, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, we celebrate people who have been doing so much during this lockdown and pandemic season. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So a lot of Nigerians are trying to help out in their own capacity to give out so many palliatives to citizens across the state. We have been celebrating them every week as they come. The first person we'll celebrate today is Women's Business Arena Operation Feed Lagos. They fed over 2,350 Nigerians in 4 days.
Wow.
Work is still in progress in Ajegunle, Mushi, Iwaya, Ebutimeta, as their target is to feed 5,000 Lagosians. So those are pictures from what they've been doing so far. And they have different chapters, I'm told. They have the Lekki chapter, the Yaba chapter, the Ikeja chapter, I hope across board. So they've been quite organized.
Yeah, they
and
are.
that's them. And I mean, it's really
Looking at the
interesting. So we celebrate them this morning.
I'm excited that they
Well done. Well done.
that they decided to go to, such areas where you see a lot of people who really need this help. A lot of them have been calling. The palliatives, they say we are expecting, we've not seen, we've not gotten. And then we have individuals who are coming out in their foundations to help them ensure that at least if you can eat once a day, it's okay. That will help you to protect yourself more.
So Relish Lounge group also gave out food to those in need. I think that the Relish Lounge, they've done quite a bit also in their own various communities. And that's some of the pictures from Relish Lounge and all the stuff they gave out. So they came together and they packed these dry foods and they gave it out to various people in the community. So this is some good stuff. I think this, I know we were planning on doing something similar, but I think we can actually use this concept where we just buy dry food, package it in bags, and then give it out.
We're not
Instead
going
of having
ourselves.
the one,
Are we going ourselves?
well, we can
Or
always
send?
organize this. Yeah, we can send it or we can get people to distribute.
Okay.
But I think we can have that. I like the concept that Relish Lounge use, where
Instead of
they put
having
together-
like the soup kitchen where you cook and distribute.
because that was
every
what
day.
we were planning on doing.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice for us to have your view bag and just give it
That
out.
would be
stuff. That would be
nice.
nice. So we can do that. We can do that pretty soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, YK.
To me, I wouldn't do a your view bag. I would just, because it's from your, if it's really from your heart,
Right.
you don't need the
To brand it.
accolades. Just do what you want to do.
We've been doing that already, privately.
So you
All of
don't-
us have been doing it privately, individually.
Everybody is doing it.
We didn't brand that one your
We didn't-
view, but if we
yes.
come as a group, we should.
So I'm saying all of
We
us have been
should
doing
show
it.
it in your
We've been
view.
giving to people, we've been giving out across on our own personal level. We're saying that now as a group, it would be nice for us to replicate something like that. But hey, it's worth considering. Anyway, we're going to go on a quick break. We just wanted to celebrate those guys. And please, as I said before, if you're doing anything or you know somebody is doing well, please send their
Celebrate them.
pictures
We love
to
you.
us. We'd like to celebrate them and thank them for the good work they're doing. I know the Islamic community too is doing something. I know Nima had sent something. I think there's an Islamic group that was doing something else. I can't remember it, but we'll get the details. But we have to go on a break now. Right. So what else?
No
is there to
break.
talk about?
Concerning.
About the...
Okay, right. So, YK, let's talk about, since we can't go on a break, let's start with our topics.
All right, that's fine.
Let's find a topic to start talking about. So, we're trying to get our thoughts together. But yeah, YK, let's start with that gist that we wanted to
So
be
there are
talking
many
about.
gists.
There are lots of gists this week.
Is it the kilometers?
The lady posted online about how she has been diligently sending money even when it wasn't convenient to her mother and to her brother back home, just to make sure that they were both comfortable. However, they have both been apparently taking their kindness for granted when she later found out that the money that she had been sending to them was squandered. She painfully distanced herself from them, and according to her, she has been emotionally stable. Her family, they don't come near her anymore. She has, now it's all about cursing and calling her unprintable names.
Wow.
Now, what are your thoughts on this? When you work so hard, and this woman is supposed to be a doctor outside the country, and doctors outside the country make quite a bit of money. So how do you handle family? Because there are two parts of the conversation here.
Yeah.
First, your responsibility to a family. Second, your responsibility to yourself. And also the fact that the betrayal of trust. Okay, money was sent for something. And it was not done.
Really,
and then they don't feel remorseful because they feel, actually, yeah, we are together now, right? This is not your brother. I beg, leave that thing. Get over it. So in that situation, how do you respond to this? Should you just get over it? Because that's what African families expect you to do. Get over it.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't even name the sum that she gave them to help her build a house, or buy a house. 35 million. 35 million naira, and they blew the money. And the guy now says, the mother now says, your brother has taken the money, he will pay you back. He has started the business. As if it is his right. She is doing the work and he is spending.
Yes, sir.
It's not his right. Ask if you want it. If she gave you money for something. Now, she has now... And I think when they hadn't heard from her for a long time, I think she fell ill. Nobody sent her a text saying, oh, are you all right? How are you? So that means she could have died and they will not...
They saw her as a cash cow.
So all they wanted was her money. And she is like, I don't want to have anything to do with family. So the question right now should be, should she continue with the family or...
But from the, okay, let me let you
Okay, yeah. What I see is a betrayal of trust, first of all, and this happens when parents pick favorites of their children. So my first child gives me money that, mommy, I want you to buy something for me. And you know how I'm working, I'm saving this money. Then I take it and I give to probably my favorite because it tells me he wants to do business. The first thing to do as a mother is to, if you need to do business and you need money, why don't you talk to your sister? This money that was given to me was for something. It's for something. I'm supposed to use it to buy a house for her. I can't give you this money. If you need her to help you, call her. She's your sister. That's the first thing I expected. But the betrayal of trust happened. Now, the entitlement of African families to say that, you know, you are our own. You are our child. You can't do away with our family. You can't do away with family. You have to be, blood is thicker than water, is what has landed a lot of us into a lot of problems.
Is thicker than water.
Blood is thicker than water, but at the same time, blood should be wise or else it will coagulate. You don't know that? Yes, it will coagulate. So you need to, as much as possible, respect every relationship you have, whether it's with your daughter, it's with your husband, it's with your wife, whoever it is. Number one, this girl is slaving out there, gathering this money because she wants a better future for herself. And then they give you the money, you give it to somebody else, and you're expecting that she should get over it. After all, she's my child. I will take 5 years before I forgive you. But personally,
if you look at it from the African
and you can choose your family.
Yes.
Your friends, but you can't choose your family.
That's where I'm going to, YK. You can't choose your family, but the truth is that as Africans, we're communal, right? Yes, a mistake has happened. Yeah, there's a different issue of maybe they are not remorseful, they are not apologetic. I get that part, and that can be fixed. But the point is that the mother felt that, hey, yes, you're a doctor, you are making money. We need help here. Your son, your brother will pay you back. They did say that. He has started a water business. He will pay you back. Now, you might be angry, but you can only be angry for so much, for so long. That is your family at the end of the day, because family is your last line of defense. When the chips are down, it is still this family that will be there for you. That's one truth that we must actually face.
That's not true.
That's not true. Thank you.
That's not true. Your family might not be there. They might not be there. It's just because they're your family. That's why I say you can choose your family, your friends, but you can't choose your family. What if they're not there? She said she was ill. Nobody called her. Nobody sent her text. How are you? Nobody. They just left her. And then when she now gets in touch with them, they start fighting her. And she said she was upset. You didn't even ask how am I. You are inside COVID problem. You are inside the front line.
Let me take this call from Charity. Charity, are you there?
Good morning.
Morning. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
All right. I'm Charity. I'm from Alabuko, a first-time caller.
Woo! From my place. Yay!
All right. You talked about Bishop Oyedepo.
That was in the papers, yes.
Yes. I was not really happy with...
Hello?
She was not really happy with...
I can hear you.
Go ahead, you're live.
I was not happy with the way your colleague responded.
Okay.
Yes, because are you telling me now that in the marketplace, they are not up to 20 or 50?
Essential services.
Yes, in the marketplace, there are more than 50, there are more than 20. So also in the church, if like the way they have, there's a lay down rules now, okay? Like you can have 2 services, you can have 3 services, as in, do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Good. So the government cannot actually open the market and close the church. There is power in agreement prayer. When we all come together to pray, I am sure God will arise and fight for us.
Really?
Yeah, so you can't open a marketplace and close down a place of prayer because it's a place of power.
Madam, can I ask you a question?
Yes, go ahead, please.
If we close the markets and open the churches, how will we eat?
Yes, ma'am. No. I am not saying the market should be closed, but I'm saying for the fact that the market is open, the church should be open as well. So there should be a
You know, they
guideline.
provide two different services.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The church is for the soul. The market is essential because it's food.
Right, let me direct this conversation. Thank you very much for bringing us to this. Obviously, this is an interesting topic, and we want to talk about it, but wanted to gather momentum before discussing it. But now that you brought the topic, I think we can actually give it a shot, because we will connect that with what Pastor Yakilume also said. The point is that the church is a place for healing. The church is a place, they believe there's the power of God. And the truth is that if there's any solution to this pandemic at all, it's the church's prayers they see. And also the fact that across the world, people are actually going back to this same God that we seem to be running away from. So people are realizing that, listen, yes, all science has failed, all medication has failed at this point. They're still looking for a vaccine. The only thing that can solve this problem today is this prayer that we pray.
Did they open their churches?
So we understand where the men of God are coming from. That how do we, and what I'm hearing them say is not so much of open the churches and bring back the social gathering.
That's what I hear.
It's more of let us have that place where we are praying and interceding, which is where that's the thin line we need to agree on. What exactly do we want? Is it that intercession, or do everybody just stay back in your houses?
There is no distance in the spirit.
Right.
So if you are serious about having intercession prayers and you want to pull energies together, because it's all about energy, you can call your members and say, wake up by 12 a.m. and we pray from wherever you are, online. I used to do that when I was a teacher. I have a friend, even when I left, we continued. We were having agreement prayers every 12 midnight on Thursdays. We pray together, we pull energies together, and we had testimonies, things were working. So we don't need to have a physical meeting. The government has said, because of the fight of this, we don't argue with your spirituality, we don't argue with your faith, we don't argue with anything, but we need to social distance for us to be able to find the root cause and solve this problem.
We'll go on a break.
Okay.
We'll continue, because
right.
in social distancing, there is a way that the church can be organized such that there's social distancing taking place. There is that way.
We did hear.
And there are a lot of poor people that are actually dependent.
You
answer me after the break. What's your break? Stay with us, we'll be right back. We're going to break, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. We always like it when our viewers kind of just directs the conversation to a certain. So we'd like to hear your thoughts on it and hear our viewers. But we'll go back to our woman's advice topic. But going back, the point I was trying to make for the break, YK, was the fact that I hear social distancing. And I think what I hear the church saying, maybe they're not saying it in the proper way, is that we are a bit more organized than the markets, than the banks. There's a way we can actually organize church such that we do adhere to social distancing. We ensure that people are doing the right thing, washing their hands, using the sanitizers and having the face. So there's a way it can be done. But the real essence of that gathering is such that we pray for this pandemic also. So why would you stop the church from going ahead when you know that they can actually be more organized than the market, and the markets are totally disorganized. We saw the pictures, the markets, the banks, the bus stops. There's a huge crowd there.
I will go back to a personal experience. My auntie is very spiritual. So there was a crisis in the family, and she made us every day, 7 p.m., all the family members, just stop what you are doing and pray at the same time. Let this problem, and true, we overcame the problem. We were not all in different parts of the world. Everybody was.
That is it.
We all just 7 p.m. every day, stop what you are doing and direct your prayer towards that person. And that was what happened. Now, churches, they're spiritual. They're supposed to be spiritual as well, aren't they? It's not just about physical presence. Because when you keep on harping on physical presence, we start to now question.
What have you been teaching us since?
We are saying there is this thing, and if 5,000 people gather in one place, they might spread the contact 31 in Singapore. Is it Singapore or Hong Kong? South Korea. That went to church and gave everybody in the church.
That's because they did not know. We know now. Then they did not know.
Okay.
We know now that there's a possibility. So you have a church.
The mosque is not 100%
So you have
now.
a capacity of 1,000 people in your churches.
Okay.
Now, if you do it such that you see it every 2-3 seats apart, you know, right now you have you're forced to come down to about 300 just because you cannot have everybody coming in. You open all your exit doors. People are coming in. You're lining up properly. You're giving yourself a distance before you enter the church. So the point the church is trying to make is that we are an institution that we can be organized. So we are the better place to ensure that palliatives get around. We're the better place to ensure that information concerning COVID-19 gets around. We have the structure in place already as a church. So use us. This is not the time to push us away. Okay. That's what I'm hearing the church say.
All right. Mariah, do you know that if everybody could afford food in their houses, nobody will be out. Everybody will stay indoors. If the economy could thrive without people having to come to work, people will stay at home. Everybody will stay at home. So it's not about the church. It's not about the church at all. No, hold on. What I see is, I feel the men of God, so to speak, are becoming selfish. I feel they are feeling like power is leaving them. People are beginning to stay alone for one Sunday, no church, second Sunday, no church, third Sunday, we're getting used to it. Oh, so I can actually pray and God will hear me directly. I don't need to call anybody. I don't need to go and kneel down somewhere. I don't need anybody to lay hands on me somewhere. Oh, so my life can actually be... Do you understand? So I feel they want to get people together so that they can hold on to the power that they have. But that is not what they should be looking at right now.
I hear
we
you.
need to collectively, because if you say the churches are organized, excuse me, the schools, and the teachers organized, the people who are going to come to church, most of them will take public transportation to get to the church.
Let me take this call. Thank you. Let me take this. Good morning. Are you there?
Hello. Good morning, Mariah.
Good morning, madam.
morning.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. My name is Hannah, calling from Moshodi.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. I always watch your view, but this is my first time of calling.
Woo! Welcome, ma.
Okay. Thank you. The Lord will keep us straight here, you guys. You people are really doing a great job.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, I've been listening to your view this morning, but first and foremost, I need to correct a point that Obiajulu just made, that the men of God have been selfish. I would like to correct that impression that, it's not right for her to make use of that statement, and I demand apology. And secondly, we are all believers. When you get home, you can go to Psalm 133. It's a popular scripture that said, "Behold, how good and how pleasant this and that." There's a way, we can create a social distance as a church. It's not mandatory that everybody must come together. Yes, individual will have been praying all this while, but when you look at it, except if we want to deceive ourselves, there's a great joy when people come together and cry out in one voice, no matter how righteous we are. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
You too, ma.
Why you're going to say something for them?
I was going to say something, but my thoughts have... I actually saw this tweet, and the guy says, it's a cartoon. He says, with COVID-19, I closed your churches. And then another person is answering, on the contrary, I just opened one in every home.
That was God answering, It was not another person, it was God. I just opened one in every home. The connection that I want is that I have a personal relationship with each and every one as my child. When the veil was torn at the temple, you don't need any other person to go.
Let me go to where I was going to go before. Okay. I was going to say, what stops all these pastors coming together in one voice? The same way the governors' forum are coming together in one voice. Arewa Kiniko are coming together in one voice. Yeah. What stops the men of God coming together in one voice and saying, oh yeah, let's call on our people. By 3 o'clock, everybody stop what you are doing.
Stop praying.
And let's start praying. You will just, if you are driving on the road, you will just be hearing.
Yes, so in the car, everywhere.
The power of prayer. And the power.
So you're not saying you don't believe in the power of prayer.
No,
say that
nobody said
pray
that.
where you are. Yes. What the Christians are saying is that we agree, church is where you are. But the truth is that
church is you.
Church, we agree, everybody agrees
Yeah,
that.
the church.
But the point is that if the markets are open for 6 hours,
They are selling
it's
food.
counterproductive.
No, it's
Because
not.
churches are open for 2 hours or 3 hours max.
I will go to
Let me
another
take this
tweet.
call.
In that case, I will go to another tweet.
Pause. Let me take this call from Lekki. Good morning, are you there?
Good morning, ma'am.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead,
Thank you all
please.
for this wonderful topic.
Yes.
All right. On a quick one, we Africans, we are so religious, but we actually don't know God.
Thank you.
That is one point. This one we are saying we should go to church, everybody should come to mosques and all that. They don't even understand what this COVID-19 is all about.
At all, my brother, tell
Because
them.
if they do understand what this thing is all about, they know that people can drop dead inside the church.
Oh.
For me,
You have landed
They
on
will say it's
me.
God that called
Please,
him.
I have
That's
2 points
impossible.
to
I hear you.
contribute to. For me, if those pastors are supernatural, they can even pray and divide gutter. This isolation center is there. Let them go and expatiate. Let them go and demonstrate their power.
Oh.
Thank you.
Because they can do anything at any time.
Yes,
That is that.
from anywhere.
For me to quickly add for the previous one you are saying about the lady and who was having problem with his family, I'm a typical example. There's some families you would do for, even give your life to, they would never appreciate it. I'm in such a situation whereby your family, after giving them all you want to do, they still say it's not enough, then you let them be. God can only be your family. I have some good friends that can die for me today, but my family can never die for me. Both my mother, both my father, both my sisters, we live like distance. Reason best known to them why they hate you.
Yeah.
You can know that you live sometime like Joseph.
True. Fantastic
You are
point.
not number one, and you cannot be the end. God bless us all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we are going to be tackling those 2 topics. Why can't wanted
Yes,
to take?
this lady, her name is Oyadikme Peace. She says, in the market, people come and then move. But in the
Immediately.
church, we stay together over a period of hours. There should be no gathering whatsoever, at least for now, no matter what or who is affected.
You see, let me tell you
have a lot of tweets.
what I think. Because
Okay.
I do see and recognize the hypocrisy in some of these things. And let me tell you where I see the hypocrisy. Because there are people who are actually Christians and they are somewhat happy about this lockdown. They are happy that they're in their house. They're happy that churches are closed because some of them are like workers. They have to be there very early.
They've been forcing
it's
them
been
to
a
go.
strain for many years, doing all that back to back, Monday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, churches and all that. So some of them are happy that there's no church, but there are those genuine Christians who believe in that power of that gathering. Because it is in the power. Never forsake the gathering of the brethren. It's not in the Bible that you read.
But the power
we
is not in the
understand-
gathering.
So we understand the power. There's the corporate prayer. When we go to
can
camp,
have it from
the
anywhere.
reason why we all go to camp and raise our amen is because of that corporate anointing.
You can have it
that
from
we're
anywhere.
tapping from. Yes, you can tap it from anywhere.
Yeah.
But the point is that let's now begin to redefine what church is.
Bam.
Because there are poor, that I was going to the poor people, there are people who are totally dependent on this gathering.
Yes.
Not so much for God's blessings, but the connections, for the opportunities they get, for the fact that pastor will pray for you or give you 1,000 naira today. They are those that their entire life business, their entire business structure is around selling shawarma in churches, selling the recharge card. You've built your entire life around that. So it's not just about coming to church to pray. It's beyond the fact that you're affecting so many lives. So my take is that the church should be engaged. Not just tell them, oh, stay home and that's it. Because the church
Engage
is an
how?
important, engage as in have a government, have a conversation.
Okay.
What's the best? Is it possible you break your services into 4 services? I mean, there are different options. But the point is that people need to pray. At this time, this is not time to go, this is not the holiday time. It's time for us to actually pray.
Exactly.
How do we pray?
And I have been praying in my house. I wake up early in the morning and I pray. And I can say, okay, now, let's even be collective about it. And I say, okay, pastor, church members, Moriah, Yenio, everybody, let's pray so and so time so that we'll see results. People have been praying. The pastors themselves, have they not been praying? Are they telling me that till church opens they will not pray? I want to see the efficacy of their prayer right now. I want to say that this is what the Lord is telling me about this. You people have prophesied at the beginning of the year that something will happen, but it's just for a time. I want you to give us a time frame. Brethren, hold on. This too shall pass. This is what I want to hear from them.
That's what my
not
pastor said,
clamoring
Pastor Gio.
for people to come together where you know that most of your church members do not even have public transportation.
I don't hear. BC is on the roll this morning. Let me take this call. Good morning. Are you there?
Good morning.
Yes, madam.
I'm glad to catch up with you people today.
Okay.
For the first time.
Woo! Yeah, first time callers today.
I appreciate the work you ladies are doing.
Thank you, madam.
I want to quickly make my contribution the issue of the church praying. You know, the church are very law-abiding citizens.
Yes.
Very, very law-abiding citizens. And we discovered that on the issue of distancing, they are very observant. They keep water. They make sure everything is in order.
True.
And you know there's power in corporate prayer. There's power in corporate prayer, you agree with me?
Yes.
As much as people will be doing individual prayer at home, when they come together, discuss the issue of COVID, they pray vehemently to God. God answers. I remember when the president of Tanzania said, this COVID-19 is a satanic disease and it's only a supernatural power of God that can overcome it. So just as much as you ladies, you know, you used to be able up to 5, but now I can see that you are just 3, observing the distancing. That's how the church too, that I'm operational, observing the distancing, and at the same time, what you are doing, you can even do it from home. But there was still a possibility to come together and end the program together. So if the market that are not observing the rules and regulations can come and go about their services, there's nothing wrong. When the church that obeys the rules and regulations come together and follow on God.
Point taken. Point taken. So I think is that definition, and I will go back to what BC said, because BC made a valid point. The church really isn't in a gathering. The corporate anointing is there. But what YK said also that if, imagine a GO, like Pastor or Bishop or Debo says, every day, 12 noon, wherever you are, you stand still, we're reading this verse and we're praying together. There is that corporate anointing can still be very effective. So, but the people are not used to that. They want to see the GO. They want to see the pastor. They want him to lay hands and stretch his hand and proclaim. They want to see him.
Want to give the pastor COVID-19.
No. I think.
No, I don't understand.
I think the conversation.
The pastor too has to be protected now. Let's be realistic. Right. He has to be protected. Because are you going to be praying and
the pastor is not afraid of COVID-19. He can't get it. He can't catch it. He's filled with the Spirit. He can't catch it.
There's one of these WhatsApp things video. The guy was in the mosque and he said pray Allah, then he just did. About 2 people at his back, he also strolled out. And he did by the time he did everybody, the whole place.
Let's go and break. And we come back. I think we're done with this topic. I think we've agreed that we need to define. We'll
take tweets.
We need to take tweets. Then we'll go back to our previous topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Okay, thanks for staying with us. All right, so I think I have Dr. Mululu. He's been holding for a while. Dr. Mululu, are you still there?
Yes, please.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please. You're live.
Yes, I'm sorry to take you back.
Yes.
The government allows the church to open. Okay. What the government says is that you cannot have more than 20 people in the church at a particular time.
Right.
And our own churches, they are open. You conduct a service from 7:30 to 9 o'clock.
Okay.
You start another one at 10:30 to about 1 o'clock.
Okay.
You do another one from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock at different times. And throughout the day, the church is open. You can go there to pray, 2, 3, 4 people. You can go to your vicar to pray with you over a certain period, problem. So I think it is wrong. And I did a check yesterday. I called some friends in the UK. The churches are closed. There is the Winner Chapel there. There is a Bishop Depo's church there. Why didn't they protest that they closed the churches in England? Why are they harassing us in Nigeria? This thing is we need to realize that this is for our own good.
Right.
that we keep this physical distance, but spiritually we are together.
Okay, thank you very much.
Some of you have said, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, the president of CAN called for prayers from all of us.
Right.
Yes,
that's true.
I wonder how many people did it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Molulu. The Lagos chapter of CAN also, and I think the government also have engaged the leaders, and that's where they agreed on the social distancing communique that was sent out to everybody. But again, let's take a few more tweets before we wrap up on this.
Yes, Reginald Unwoke says, you said that the pastor said the devil is using the government against the church. My advice is the pastor should know that it is time for pastor to deliver themselves so that the normality of the movement will be normal. Obina Unwoke, he put his name again, say, okay, I'm the one saying it. Then Oromatic says, let the government tell churches, for every member, please provide overall kits for them. And then let's see the churches that will open.
You provide PPE. Listen, some churches can afford that. If it's PPE, we'll buy it, the churches will buy it, and they'll give it to members to come.
And let them buy 2,000 PPE.
And the boss will send buses to pick up members.
Yes, those are solutions I want to hear. And for every day they come, they take a new PPE. It's not the one they used last week, because they are going to
afford PPE, and it's more than the ties.
Okay,
let's leave that. We have a lot of tweets.
Let's give him more tweets.
So Moyo Shorioluwa says, says, let's not attack the spirituality of Nigerians, but focus on how counterproductive it is to close the church and open the market. Right. The needs of the poor can actually be met in their spiritual places of worship. Lucy Ayim says, we are the church. Pray in your house. God will hear you. For the market, you have to go there to get food. You cannot close your eyes and wish out crayfish or other food stuff. Let us stop this religious bigotry. Aloji says you can pray in your house with your family and God will answer you. Mr. Adebayo says, gathering in the church is not really the issue. There are other worrying factors that could have an impact on an individual, e.g. roots to the church, daily living, cohabitation, and other environmental factors, which may not be in favor of opening the worship center.
Right. And Riojo says, please, let us look at the church and the market open mathematically. If upon opening market, COVID-19 increases by 50, and opening of church, it increases by 30, for example, we have a total of 80 cases. But if only one is open, the figure reduces. Just thing says, the Bible says that where two or more are gathered in my name, I am in the midst. Gathering is very powerful in Christianity. Take it or leave it.
Omalara says, in my own view, opening the churches should not be a priority now because the advice was stay safe and it includes staying indoors. Let's pray in our homes with our families. Where 2 or 3 are gathered and there in their midst, that's also a church.
Someone is directing to you, Murayo. Yinka Akib says, Murayo is not understanding that churches are not essential services. Markets are. If churches can organize, can they must do the same? Is everyone a religious person? Religion is not essential services.
Okay, I've heard you as well. That's it. That's the beauty of the show. You're entitled to your views. It's good. But we have to wrap up on that. But I want to also go back to the previous topic. But our producer is asking us to move on to another topic, which is the fact that a lady was complaining about a mother-in-law who, according to her, is controlling and manipulative. Her husband is the only child of the mother. Now, that's an important factor. Her husband is the only child. She always demands the couple call her every single day. So the question is the mother a burden to the couple, especially when you're married to an only child, when the man is her all in all? He's this adeorimi, what they call them, the okomi, the whole works,
my husband.
you know. So now the mother-in-law unfortunately lost her own husband. So the son is everything she has. And she demands attention morning, afternoon, evening. The wife is getting frustrated. And listen, I can't handle this. This man is like a baby now. He's not all his mommy this, mommy wants this, mommy wants that. And she's having issues understanding and managing that situation. So our conversation now is, how does she navigate, or how does she manage her husband, the mother-in-law, and even her own marriage? Because that's also an issue she feels is at stake.
This is something she would have seen while they started, and probably she felt after a while, don't worry, he'll stop, but he's not stopping, so you have to deal with the situation. I think I will be selfish to say, or I will not be selfish, anyhow you want to put it, to say that she won't feel bad. Of course she will feel bad. She will feel like you are eating into my own time, the time I'm supposed to have with my husband, old woman, I'll stay in one corner and all of that. But it will also be unfair not to realize the situation that the mother-in-law is. I understand that some women are very attached to their children. And I would advise, as you are growing up and releasing your children, releasing your son to the wife, releasing your daughter to the husband, you should start pulling your brakes to understand that they now have their own life. They need to live their own life. I have my own. I need to stay away. I stay out of the picture so that they can have a life. But a lot of our African mothers do not understand that. They feel once you are my son, you are my son and all of that. So I think she just needs to understand that Mama just has a little more time with us and just bear with her.
No, see that, there's
nothing she can do right now. That woman demands that attention morning, afternoon, evening. And if she cannot confront the mother to say, Mama, we don't have to call.
I will not advise you to confront. We are going to
I will advise
I was going to say, look, he's the only child.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Okay.
She doesn't come to their house. She calls.
Okay.
I think she's a very lucky in-law.
Lucky daughter-in-law, right?
Yeah, very lucky daughter-in-law, because what of the one that will come and sit down on top of your heads? The father has just died. They are the ones that will pack their whole
and come
and come and stay.
Really,
she hasn't done that.
If the father has just died, the right thing for her to do is to move into their house. That's the right thing for her to do.
That's why I say she's a very lucky in-law. The mother is still called that she's calling.
Just the calling.
She has not packed her load and entered the house. She's an ungrateful.
Let's talk about this in-law issue, because I don't know why it seems like women are constantly feeling that mother-in-laws are intrusive, they're in my space, I want my husband to myself. Hello, look, we're in Africa, for heaven's sakes. Where do you want your mother-in-law to go? I mean, when my mother-in-law lost her husband, I mean, it only made sense because my husband is there calling Ikiti every time. Is there generator? Is there light? Who is there? The fact that his mind is there. It doesn't make any sense. Would you like the fact that you're having a conversation with your husband and all he's thinking about is,
this is my
mama has eaten, who's there with her, who's closing the gates, who's locking this? No, bring her to Lagos where she's under your supervision.
So you can see.
So why do women have an issue with the fact that mother-in-law is there? Especially now, when your husband is not the only child, he can be attached. And you can understand the woman's attachment to her son. You see, now that I have children, I can understand. But at the same time, I can understand you should give space. But if your husband is in a situation where the mother doesn't give him space, you must respect that relationship.
Let me answer your question, why? Women naturally don't work well together, whether you accept it or not. There's always a power play, a power tussle, whether you agree or not. There's always a manipulative something. There's always a fight for control on the ground. So they don't work well together. Now you have two powerful people. She is coming from a home where she was the madam. She now enters your home feeling that I'm older than you. I gave you to my son. My son is married to you, so I can take charge. Their mother-in-laws are.
Why can't you submit to her?
No, hold on. Why will I submit to her? That's my house.
Why can't you submit to the fact that
she has lived her life? I did not. She has lived her life, so she needs to understand that here I am in charge. Let's call a spade here. I am in charge here. I will respect you, but you don't come and take over.
Okay.
Yes.
But this mother-in-law hasn't taken over. It's phone call.
We're not bringing it. We're bringing
other issues now. We're bringing other
issues because they are
if you understand that, okay, if you as a mother-in-law understand that this is not my house, I am here because probably my son, I need to be here for them to take care of me, and respect the wife, you won't have an issue. When I started my marriage, I stayed with my mother-in-law under the same roof. It wasn't smooth because she's naturally a controlling person. So it wasn't smooth, but she was nice. She gave me my space. And we lived well. If she tells me she wants to come, in fact, I told anybody, say if I relocate and I need to give birth again, I just said it now, but it's not true. She will be the one I will call because she will take care of me. We have that relationship.
Let me take this call. Good morning, are you there?
Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Okay. In the issue of mother-in-law saying the child or we don't call every day, she doesn't have the right to say we don't call every day. Okay, because the mother-in-law, if the son does not call her every day, no problem. It's wrong for the son not to call her every day. But if you say the daughter-in-law must call her every day, no, it's not done that way.
Okay.
Like my mom likes calling. If my husband does not call my mom, it's a problem. She will call me Your husband don't know how to call. Your husband don't call. Your husband distances himself. I told her, Mommy, my husband does not know how to call. Anytime he calls you, you take it. But for me, I call her every day because she wants to hear from her kids every day to know how you guys are doing. Yeah. But for the mother-in-law to say, you people should call her morning, afternoon, evening. Who does that? We don't have time to do other things.
Exactly. Well, I get you. You have a point there. So, you see, go ahead.
So I would say, okay, the son has to call her every day to check on the mother because that's the only thing she has.
Talking about this, thank you very much for your views. Talking about mother-in-laws, because I know that, I mean, there would always be issues. Yeah. I mean, two women coming to the same house, definitely. I know in my case, when I hear my husband talk to his sisters, say, Mommy doesn't give us problem at all. Mommy is fantastic. Mommy is just a fun. In my mind, I'm like,
oh, yeah, right.
In your mind, she's the best. Me, that she's in my own house. I know that I'm making a sacrifice. Yeah. I know that I'm relegating a lot to the background because I want peace. But at the same time, that's the sacrifice a wife has to make. Yes. Whether you like it or not. No matter how fantastic your mother-in-law is, the fact that it's still your space.
Yes.
And we understand that, but if you respect where she's coming from, the fact that this man that you're calling sweetheart, husband, that is her son that she raised from scratch to this man that you're seeing. If that's the only thing you're thinking, that you're Romolara, they don't have to say that in English, you're thinking along like you're considering, that's enough. It's enough to give her that regard and respect, to be in that space. My mother-in-law, for example, now, she likes to cook. Me, I cannot slave in the kitchen, but she enjoys the kitchen. She wants to enter the kitchen and say, I'm taking over. She wants to, I'll give you the kitchen. Stay
because
there.
You don't like to cook.
Because it's not my space. Yeah. I'll cook when I want to, but it's not my space. So she takes it over and she feels good. Once she give her the kitchen, trust me. Yeah. She'll finish cooking the food though. She will not say, should I do it here for you? My husband said, no. It is what me I cook. That's the words in my own. My husband will not eat her own food though. After she has slaved in the kitchen. So he won't eat the food.
Because your mother cook for you, you didn't eat it.
You know, because this is his wife's, this is his house. Is that which we do that he will do. Only maybe he feels like, let me just taste grandma's stew. He can now go and taste it, but his own policy, his own principle is that this is my house. It's what the house has cooked. Grandma has done it's her own food. Enjoy yourself, knock yourself out. So that's where the son comes in. This son is the one that has the right to speak to the mother, not the wife.
Every day,
it is your responsibility to engage your mother. It's not the wife's responsibility. And that's where we have to draw that line.
Then as a good wife, if, for instance, your husband is not the call, you can remind him that you have not spoken to Mama. Call Mama. I know there are a lot of things that my husband, he's a fantastic son, but he forgets to do that I remind him. We need to do this for Mama. We need to do this for Papa. We need to,
exactly,
you know.
Because my daughter and her husband, the husband, he can go one year, he will not call his parents. My daughter makes sure that they have, not that they can't even visit, there is social distancing. She makes sure that they do video call with the parents, you know. And the mother is very grateful to my daughter because
she knows it's the daughter.
In fact, when she wants to talk to the son, it's my daughter she calls. Please help me tell you know, because he's not, if I tell him, he will not answer me, but if you tell him. So my daughter is like even the go-between. Right. This daughter-in-law that is talking here, I think she should find herself grateful that it's not the mother-in-law that has come to sit down on her head and it's phone call.
Okay, that's the point. That's what I want to dispel. Nobody's coming to sit on your head. If they come to your house, doesn't mean
there are some that come and sit on your head.
They do, Mariah.
No, they're not coming to sit. I said there are some that come and sit on your head. Let's leave that one. I'm not saying your own, no. I'm just saying there are some.
It's how you interpret their presence. It's how you're interpreting their presence. Somebody comes to your house, you're not saying you're coming to sit on your head. No, she's not sitting on your head. She's going to sleep in your own room. Won't you give her her own room? Is she sleeping in your room? We come up with this narrative all the time that how can your mother-in-law come and sleep in your head?
I'm holding myself from painting for you this morning. I'm just holding myself.
Excuse me,
you want to take a call? Take a call.
Let me take this call.
She's not in their house. She's not in their space. It's only a phone call. She's an ingrate.
I have to go on a commercial break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Why can't you hear the last thing you said? We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So you're going to give us an example.
Yes. So you know, you always assume that.
I think I have a call. Okay. Dr. Yusuf has been holding for a while. Good morning. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Sorry for keeping you. Go ahead, please.
No problem. I've been listening to your program since, but I'm a first-timer.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
One thing as a researcher, you notice that so many people who are calling for the first time are discussing on the religious aspect. Mine is a bit different. I'll just blog on it.
Okay.
And we'll discuss about 3 things you have discussed. The first one is on the issue of HASU and BVA. I would love you to feature our HASU president, at least to shed light on the issue. When HASU is going against IPI due to the fact that it negates the university autonomy. For example, if somebody wanted to divest his PhD now, the person will have to pay. But with the issue of IPI, no money is coming for that issue. Number 3 is that as IPPI, you cannot go and assist other universities to grow. You will not be paid. What they are saying is they are not paying them full salary, but they are paying them allowances for engaging in assisting other universities. For example, there are some courses that you cannot be handled by any other person. It has to be a specialized field that some people have developed themselves on it. So if a university is growing and they do not have the personnel for that, that means that course will not be taken.
All right,
so
point taken.
Are some of the issues
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your thoughts on that. Let's take a few tweets before we wrap up. Time is going.
We want to wrap up. This conversation is a big issue, and I know the majority of married men won't say anything because I'm sure wives are checking tweets. But seriously, I love my wife and my family communication is key. If they both have that, I think everybody would be happy.
Joy Onyechi says, please, Bisi and Morayo, why do women not complain if it's their mother that is calling and coming to leave? Our mothers come to inconvenience our husbands and we see nothing in it. It's wrong. Remember, you will one day be a mother-in-law. Auntie Waike, thank you. So Adebayo says, men naturally do not always have issues with their in-laws staying with them, but with a preconceived mind that naturally women have, they will always have a cause to suspect any foul play when there's something, absolutely nothing wrong.
I said that daughter-in-law, she's an ingrate. Because it's only a phone call that the mother is calling. What if the mother had come to pack all her load and say, okay, it's my son's house. You haven't seen those ones. It's my son's house.
Yes, it's her son's
house. Yes.
And come to take charge.
In fact, you are spending my son's money.
Yes,
what is wrong with you? Look at how you are dressing. Is this what my son is? She doesn't have that kind of mother-in-law. She has just one that is asking, all she's asking for is a phone call.
3 times
when
a
the
day.
mother-in-law does that, there are root causes. It's not what you're seeing are just the is it symptoms, or you're seeing the symptoms of the real disease. She's behaving, she's reacting to something. Is
Not
that
from the
problem?
woman,
No, is that problem you need to go and find out that is causing that woman to come and take, I'm taking charge of
The
here.
problem could be from our own home, because most of the time, most mother-in-laws that do that are the ones that suffered that in the hands of their own mother-in-law. So they feel it's natural for me to come and lord it over. Yes, it's normal.
You'll be
But
surprised.
you see those ones that were pampered when they come, like I noticed that my mother-in-law was actually pampered by her mother-in-law. So she's doing the same thing to me. And me, I know that I'm going to take care of my own daughter or son-in-law. I know that already. So I'm not going to see that. So it's not about me finding the root cause from your village. It's not my job. My job is for me to respect you. Your job is to learn how to respect me so that we can work together.
A mother-in-law comes to your house and cooks, and your husband prefers her food to yours and tells you, we are going to tell Mama to teach you how to make this egusi soup.
Then I will go and meet Mama to teach me how to make egusi soup.
See, I wouldn't have even married that kind of husband before. I opened my eyes and I went to market. I don't understand. No. My mother-in-law cooks very well.
In that situation, maybe my egusi soup is not sweet. So let her teach me how to make the egusi soup.
So that's the point I'm trying to make. So women they find a problem in actually going to learn from the mother-in-law. If you are humble enough to say, I don't know how to cook this egusi soup, Mama, teach me.
If I'm somebody who does not like to cook and I don't like to learn how to cook, did you not see that I don't know how to make egusi soup before it came for me?
Don't make it an issue.
My own egusi like that.
Excuse me. No.
Excuse me. That's the problem.
Me that I don't like. Excuse me. Me that I don't like to cook. If they say it's the mother-in-law's egusi soup that is sweet,
all of us will
beg mother, please don't be cooking.
So you see, YK. But I want you to let's because we have to wrap up. We have very little time.
Okay.
The point is that A wife is all based on how you react. Your own reaction, wait, don't come and cook for my husband. Can't you see what I cook for you? Eat it like that out of love. That's the one reaction. And that reaction is, mommy, you want to cook? No problem. Go ahead, please. You feel free. It's depending on how you react that the mother-in-law. That's the point I want us to make. So a woman right now, wherever she is, you decide on how you want to react. And however the woman now responds to your own reaction,
it also depends on your personality. So for some people, they can take it. It doesn't mean anything to them. For others, it means a lot to them.
Marriage teaches you to step down. And
step down for my husband.
That's your personality. You step it down a bit.
For my husband.
Who doesn't like you? We don't like to be aggressive. Well, when it comes to the peace of your home, you will step down.
Depends on the kind of peace that I'm looking for.
Okay, unfortunately, we have to wrap up. We actually had Dr. Yusuf coming, I think it was one of the universities, I think University of Ibadan. He was the one speaking to a Unilag, actually, University of Lagos.
Okay.
He had a few issues we wanted to discuss, but we'll bring him back to talk to us on those other issues, because I know he's quite interested. Okay, it's Unilag, University of Ilorin, yes. I'm being corrected. That is University of Ilorin, not University of Lagos. That's all we can take. Okay, YK.
If it's just to call, that shouldn't be an issue. There should be an understanding on the part of mothers-in-law and daughters-in-law. Mother-in-law should understand that the couple needs space and privacy in their lives. Remember, your son needs to live and cleave. Live and cleave.
Yes, it's in the Bible.
Yeah.
You live and cleave.
Yes. You should leave your father and your mother and cleave to your wife.
She never move in, she. Wait for it. Now, ordinary coach, they complain like this. A phone call just once a day now.
3 times a day.
Would she prefer the mother to move in with them?
Okay, that's all we can take. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.